Good morning, Vande Matram, welcome all of you. Here the topic of discussion for this morning is on spiritual life, East and West. That is the topic of discussion for this morning. Spiritual life, East and West. So two hemispheres we have known, but one is East and another is West. We people are belonging to the Eastern hemisphere. So some people are there who are there, they belong to the West. That is a great thing, West. So spiritual life is the to live in the spirit, to live only for the divine, and you must be open to the spiritual realization. Psychic being must guide, so you must be in contact with the psychic being. It begins with the divine, it ends with the divine, only object is divine. So anyway, spiritual life, it is a growth, not a sudden and inexplicable miracle. It is a growth, it takes time, it is a step by step procedure. The thing is that we have to take it for granted that spiritual life is a must, because in the evolution we have to cross the spiritual mind, then we higher mind, illumined, intuitive, overmind, then we have to enter into the realm of the supermind. So that is a must. For that, actually spiritual realization is must, is necessary to enter into supramental. That is what the requirement, it is the minimum basic need that we know. Anyway, now we will take up the topic on how it acts in the east, and what is the difference we find in the east and west. I am giving you one example. I was staying for a long period of time in ashram, Sri Aurobindo Ashram Pondicherry. There I am giving two examples. Some people, when I had some good contact with the people who were coming from the western parts, in foreign countries. So somebody had the idea that these Easterners, they are poor, they have they are not married, lack of opportunity for earning money and all. So they have come and joined the ashram. That is the idea with them. So anyway, I should not hurt anybody, because spiritual life, if somebody is reading, he must be aware that whatever people say, whatever people think, whatever people talk about them, it is having the minor importance or of no importance. It should not touch you. That you must be very conscious. And here comes the topic for you. One day I had the opportunity, because at that time actually I was staying in a guest house for years. I was of course taking care of a couple of guest houses during my tenure there, as even though I was not an ashramite, simply I was there for study and all. So anyway, I was taking care. It was mother's grace, definitely, no doubt of it. And at that time actually somebody was permanently habited. She was staying in there. I had the opportunity of asking, what are you doing here? She told, I am here, one of the richest so far this ashram environment is concerned, because people who are staying as ashramites, they go there for sadhana, not to earn money. They don't want to possess money, so they are away from the material confines, material bondage. So that time I asked about, you feel you are rich? Yes, I am rich. And how is it? She told, my earning here is around $300. She was from US, so America, United States of America. I told my monthly income is $300. In America, I am the poorest. One of the poorest. I belong to the downtrodden region. $300. Even I am not eligible to sleep on the street only. But here, if I convert this 300 rupees into the Indian currency, it is coming around 18,000 rupees. Ashram is providing everything: food, shelter, prosperity, everything is there. And atmosphere, sadhana atmosphere, everything is free. Library, we are reading, everything is free, taking care of the guest house and all. But thing is that, just imagine 18,000 rupees. It is a big amount. I can't spend. And this is a regular incoming money. I can't spend. So I thought, then if you are, your people are commenting that the people here who are staying in the ashram, they belong to the poor background, downtrodden background and all, they have joined ashram, then what about you? So this Indian currency, if you suppose 300 rupees, they are having some people also, they are offering some 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees like this. So they change into some American or Pakistan currency, then they will be their richest. So for that actually you are here to lead the spiritual life. Then she was speechless. Money does not count. That the change of area, change of time, change of space, it does not count. What really counts, you must know, you must understand. That is your hegemony, where really you stand. Anyway, it is a topic we are going to take it. Very very beautiful message. You most of the time you keep beholding, you keep listening while differentiating between the Eastern and Western thought, that Praveen, that history, that school of thought. When we take care, we find two things. East, neglected matter, accepted spirit. So suffered. Neglected matter, Eastern people. Neglected matter, accepted spirit. They are on contrary. Then on the opposite side, in the Western. So they neglected spirit and accepted matter. Matter was with them, here spirit was them. So they also suffered. So there could not be any connection. Matter and spirit, it must be reunited. Spear in the course, matter is spirit's willing bride and a willing bride. When that condition, that scenario, that situation will come, then your problem is solved. Again, Sri Aurobindo, while explaining his yoga, he had given couple of lines in Savitri. I think you must have heard. If you are particular, and of course you have gone deep inside that thought, you must have seen beautiful line. The spirit shall look out through matter's gaze, and the matter shall reveal the spirit space. Look out now, look in. It is inside. That gaze, it must come out. The spirit shall look out through matter's gaze. Through matter's gaze, matter is actually enveloping, embodying. It is actually, spirit is hidden. It is kept behind the veil. Spirit shall look out through matter's gaze. Then what is the chance of matter, what must matter, responsibility of matter, and then metals are revealed the spirit space. That is, there is no other way. Now itself it has concealed, hiding the spirit. It has to reveal the spirit space. Then what will be the output? How shall I know that these things have happened? Means spirits are looked out through matter's gaze, and matter has revealed the spirit space. Then what is the output? Then man and Superman shall be at one. One point, what you will see when man and Superman will be standing on a single point, and all earth a single life. That is what, there won't be east and west, that distinction, differentiation, it won't be there. Anyway, we'll go for that. I will see Sri Aurobindo writes on the spiritual life. Beautiful. Spiritual life, we will see. Spiritual life is a growth and not a sudden or inexplicable miracle. That's what we have already told. It is a growth, step by step procedure. It is going on, it is growing. It is not unexpectedly, it is doing something, done something, not like this. Spiritual life is not is the flower not of a featureless or a featureless, but a conscious and diversified oneness. Conscious and diversified oneness. Out of that picture, spiritual life has been flowered. It is not emerged out of a featureless oneness, but it is well determined, predetermined, pre-existing, pre-planned. It is emerging from the conscious and diversified oneness. That's what you must know. Again, Sri Aurobindo quotes, spiritual works from within outwards is the rule. Spiritualism works within outwards. But a conscious and a diverse, and but actually, but way of the materialism is work from out to inwards. Spiritualism in to out, materialism out to in. That is the thing. But out to in, you don't know when you are able to clean it. You want to merge, you want to rush inside. You can find the depth, nobody knows. But the spiritualism works and from It starts from inside outward. So it will start from the psychic being, inmost self, the psychic being, and outwards. Outwards, material, physical, mental, and vital. From there itself, it is rushing inside. Nobody knows how long. Even sublime can be reached or not. Nobody knows. It depends upon you. Spiritual, in what yoga searches after is not truth of thought alone, truth of thought alone or truth of mind alone, because whatever we see, wherever we want to go for the truth of thought or truth of mind alone, but dynamic truth of a living and revealing spiritual experience, dynamism, not of staticity. So you have to go and find the dynamic truth of living and revealing spiritual experience. Again, beyond the mental and moral beings during the course, beyond the mental and moral being in us, a greater divine being, that is spiritual and supramental. It awaits. It is there. From there, we have come, and to there we are being elevated. Actually, we are being evolving forward, rushing upwards. And finally, sure, in the course, truth is the foundation of true spirituality. Only truth. There is nothing else and nobody else. Only truth is the foundation of real spirituality, and courage its soul. Again, the spiritual works from within outward, and materialism works from out inwards. This is where the spiritual life. But thing is that so many criteria, so many conditions, we don't know, but we feel we are spiritual. Anyway, it is time for deciding the spiritual life, east and west. Mother comes. Whatever difference there is between the west and the east in relation to the spiritual life lies not in the inner being or inner nature. Inner life being, inner nature, that is quite yeah, right. Outwardly, you can find the external life, external vital, external physical. Then you can rush in inner mind, inner vital, inner physical. Then you can go inmost self, that is psychic being. It is same for everyone. There is no difference between it. But which is an invariable and constant thing, inmost thing inside. It is invariable, does not vary, and it is constant. But in the mental habits, but it changes where? Mental habits. We will go this way, they will go that way. We have got our style of thinking, they have got their own style of living. But thing is that in the mental habits, modes of the outer expression, and finally we can find a presentation which is the result of education and environment and other extreme conditions. For that, actually the difference you can find in the mental habits, second mode of expression, and presentation of the result of education and environment, and of course external condition, and all three. With respect to these three, actually the difference comes, because you can't find between the difference while you are merging, entering inside psychic being, sublime. This is same, but actually the outer expression, mode of outer experience, expression, mental habits, and the presentation with respect to all the education and environment, external conditions. With these external conditions, actually you can find the difference. All people, whether occidental or oriental, two things, mother course. One is occidental, second one is oriental, mother course, are alike in their deepest feelings. Spiritualism. Label is same, spiritual mind. You can find after mind, four layers of mind. You can find this is same. Higher mind, yellow mind, intuitive, and then overmind. Overmind is the passage to supermind. It is same everywhere. There is, so far this concept is concerned, there is absolutely no difference. But where, what really? Maybe Oriental, Occidental, or Occidental or Oriental. They are alike in their deepest feelings. They are different in their way of thinking. So that is the way of thinking, how they think. What they think, actually sincerity, example, mother quotes, so sincerity, for example, is a quality which is the same everywhere. Sincerity, you have to become sincere, you have to do sincere, you must have sincere aspiration, you must have the sincere feeling. It is their same. It's a quality which is same everywhere. Those who are sincere to whatever nation they belong, they are sincere in the same way. There is no difference. Only the forms, only the difference is there. There actually you can find only forms given to the sincerity vary in which form, in which way they see. But sincerity is saman. You have to be. That is quite same. You have to become sincere, but actually formalia. So far this form is concerned, it varies. Then the mind works in different ways in different people, different ways and different people. So have this mind, mental theorems, mental constants, mental feelings are concerned. So it is said the mind is works in different ways in different people. Then you comes your heart is the same everywhere. Mind varies, but heart is the same. And the heart is very much to your reality, because behind the heart, your true being, spiritual being is existing. And you know, the difference between the superficial parts, another. So you can find the superficial part. So with respect to that one, you can find the difference. Otherwise, everything is the same. Then mother course goes forward little bit ahead. As soon as you go deep with enough, go deep enough, you meet something that is one in all, no doubt of it. That is the spark of the divine acting here as the soul, as the psychic being. It is everywhere the same. All meet in the divine. There is absolutely no difference. But difference between you can visualize some difference only in the external concept. In there is internally everything is same. Externally with respect to mind, with your heart, so it thinks it varies. But the thing is that the goal is the same. There is no difference. Goal is the same. Here we can find as soon as you go deep enough inside, you meet something which is one in all, same. All meet the divine. That is the same. Okay, it is a good topic. I think even if it is a small one, but the thing is that it was very touching, very much interesting. You must know. Here, time to conclude. Vande Mataram.